Valerie Ling here, reporting to you day after doing the values exercise and figuring out where my resourcing needs are. And it was in the restore bucket for me. Restore is all about pursuing what is meaningful in your work, having moments of authentic joy, and really being mindful of some of the key anchors that are both positive as well as engaging, even though they may be hard work, but also it is the purpose and the tank for me as well. And here's what's happened, and it might prompt you to think about some of the things that you could do in this last couple of months of the year. I've reorganized my workflow. I've really kept it anchored to coming back down to making the main thing the main thing. If there are emails coming, if there are requests coming, can they be delayed? Do I even need to respond to it? Do I need to be the one to respond to it? Because many of these micro activities that are not meaningful and not necessary make for a whole day of a really meaningless job or day, really. So really being mindful and putting up the things, the activities, and the requests that I know provide me with a sense of meaning, anchored by the values, the work values that I've rediscovered for myself. So making those the main things. I've also been quite mindful about my breaks during the day. Now, for me, they weren't so much connected to rest, but you can really start to look at the ground and you can really start to just attend to negative, pessimistic beliefs about what you're doing when you don't spread out your day with a little bit more joy. So I've also been really aware of just stopping. I call it my self-sabotage mode. If I can't answer the email, then I'm then going to Google for the answer, or then going into our Google Drive, and it's really not necessary. But if I do my day with regular breaks, like right now, it is lunchtime. I chose to drive a family member and drop them off at the station because it's so beautiful. It's a lovely sunny day out there, and gave myself the option of, it's not about money. It's not about having, going to a cafe and having food, but what would make it a really lovely lunch break? It's sunshine, spring flowers. I'll have to take a photo and show you my beautiful tree that is in full bloom. Full bloom. Have a cherry blossom tree at the back, but I also have a pear blossom tree. I don't know. I'll take a photo and you can tell me what it is. We do have a bench out in the front here. So I'm working from home today. We have a bench out in the front, and it was purposely put there for days such as this, when you just want to take your lunch outside, have a little bit of a moment in the sun. So I've been a little bit more aware of making my lunch times work for me, and getting perspective restored, a hit of beauty, a hit of nature, really breathing. The other thing that I have put back intentionally into the work day, particularly since I went and did my audit, which was only yesterday. Good grief, only yesterday. I've been really aware of some of the training programs that I'm allowing in. So I've got to catch up on a lot of training recordings, because I've just been doing what I need to do. And so I've got hours and hours of recording that I need to do. But I've realized, of listening, but I've realized actually that you can even grade that. There are some things that you can listen in the car, and they're not overly, they don't take a lot of cognitive resources. And you can even be choosing the things that bring more value, more alignment with your values, and the things that bring meaning in your work. So for example, I have a couple of clients who I do professional supervision for. That it's not clinical supervision. I don't do that anymore, but I do provide some element of professional supervision to leaders, so that they can have a third eye, if you like, to audit their processes, their well-being, and their reactions. And I'm an Australian Psychology Board of Australia approved supervisor, which means that I've had to do the mandatory training and and do all of that. However, I do like to keep my professional skills updated as much as I can. And I have a 2-day supervision recorded training that I needed to catch up on. And I had a look at that and I asked myself, do I need to sit there for 2 hours and listen to it? Well, what would happen if I actually had a look at the slides and I could pick the slides or the sections in the training that would really provide me with that sense of revival, that sense of renewal, and the sense of really laser on point, sharp thinking. And I would then focus on that, right? Because part of the way that we develop as supervisors is not through knowledge. You get supervision on supervision. So I'm really excited about engaging in my own supervision and things like that. But this is a training, a content and knowledge based thing, and just being able to think about, all right, do I need to actually listen to the whole 2 hours? It's been really great to I was just, as I was driving home from dropping them off at the station, I was just really struck by the lightness in my workday today, when I've given myself an awareness that some of the things that I've been doing in terms of my work practice has really drained the optimism, hope, meaning tank. And by shuffling about a couple of things and being a little bit more intentional, the boost of energy that you get from your work day and how you design your work day, it's really quite worth thinking through. All right, take care then.